Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I am More Tanvi, and as you know, these are the series of interviews that we are conducting for the promotion of some excellent startup across our country. Now the question is that why you should watch this interview. You should watch this interview if you are a job seeker. You should watch this interview if you want to invest. You should watch this interview if you want to know the merit and demerits of starting a freshly new business. So let's get started. For today's interview, we have Mr. Sidhharrth S Kumaar, the astronumerologist and healer founder of NumroVani. He is a 5th generation into occult science and also started learning at the age of 6 years and professionally practicing it for 7+ years after 1.5 decades of study and research at Rajasthan University of Health Sciences. He is an astronumerology and yantra spiritual healer, mantra and healing numbers, Lama Fera and sound therapy healer. He has been awarded by multiple societies with GB TEOI Award, Star India Republic Award and other journey covered by numerous media houses including Outlook, The Week among others, columnist, contributor to multiple media platforms. So let's know more about Sidhharth and his startup from himself. So good evening sir, I am More Tanvi from Startup Lanes. And we are very grateful to have you on the board for this interview.
Thanks, Tanvi. Thank you for actually inviting me. It's an absolute pleasure for myself as well.
Yeah. Sir, I will please request you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
So, hi, I am Sidhharrth S Kumaar. So, actually, I am an astronumerologist by profession. And I believe in making these occult sciences or our inherited traditional knowledge relevant to our contemporary world in a manner which can fill the gap of every spectrum of our life.
Okay. So sir, my very first question to you is that how did you come up with this idea of startup?
So this idea has been with me for so long. So each one of us is actually worried about future, that what I should expect. And that is where occult sciences come into picture, to give you the direction, what to expect, when to expect, and to what extent to expect.
Okay. So sir, my next question is that what was the most difficult part in the early stages of the journey?
So the most difficult part I would call, or in the initial journey, is to making people actually understand these occult sciences work. The current population of world, if I talk about India, is primarily millennials. They have not witnessed the epics like Ramayana or Mahabharata. They have only listened. And for them, occult sciences looks like this is something pseudoscience. So for them, making them believe that actually it is a divine science that can be problem solver or that can be a wagon to actually look for is something a bit challenge.
Yeah. Okay. So sir, as per my knowledge, you already have an established market out there. I mean, there are other, you have competitors out there who also do the same work. So what was the market gap that you identified before commencement?
So see, the one market gap which I felt, we had made occult sciences a remedial science, a science which is actually coming into picture when we have to solve a problem. You visit an occult expert, yes, I am facing financial problem. My business is not working. Help me out. So this is not the way to actually approach it. So this is more of a planning science. And that is the gap which I identified to make sure ki involve occult science as other psychological science to be in your planning process, to making it at a one level ahead, rather than going after the problem has happened, coming before the problem is actually going to happen. So that is the gap which I identified.
Okay. So can you explain your business model in detail?
So if I talk about business model, being into numerologist, I advise both individual and businesses and across their life. So I will talk about both spectrum where we work. So let us talk about first businesses. For businesses, if I talk about companies, Fortune 500 companies or FANG companies like Apple or Google, they have something in their name. There have been so many social media platforms, but still Facebook rules. So there should be something in their name. So when the Shakespeare actually said what's in their name, so he actually meant there's a lot in the name. So that is where I come into picture. For a business, their brand names, their product launch date, when to launch a product, what should be the color of a logo, everything can be advised. And this is tremendously working in the film industry. The film stars, the celebrities do work, and even big MNCs do follow it. So the right now the business model is that reaching to them, their teams, and helping their strategy and brand team to actually reach out.
Sir, as we know, you are spiritual influencer, so I want to know what are the products and services that you deliver to your customers?
So right now I am not into any products. So I do not believe in selling any product as of now. However, we are customizing products for the future. If I talk about services, then at this point in time, for the individuals, we help them in deciding their future outlook about their health, what disease they can expect, how they can prevent it, what career to choose, when to choose, which profession to choose, which job can they suit, whether job suits or business suits, what kind of partnership suit. Choosing a life partner or choosing a business partner, both is very crucial. Again, these are things which can be provided to individuals. Coming to businesses, the services towards their brand name, their company name, choosing partnerships, funding rounds, when to start the funding, how much to get the funding, and also their product launch timelines, logos, so on and so on.
Okay. My next question, like the answer of the question is very vague, but still I want you to specify in short who exactly your target customers are.
So my target customers is actually corporates and the millennials. When I talk about corporates and millennials, we have actually stopped believing on this pseudoscience, and we start believing the moment we feel things are not working. But actually, they need to come to us, or then to actually start taking advices for their every life direction. It's a part of our life, like our breath. So they are my actually target population right now. Actually, the country like India, where mental health is something which we do not talk about. So that is again an area where I am trying to tackle that mental health issues to corporates and individuals with the help of the occult sciences to make sure the people are healthier, fitter, and more productive to organizations.
Okay. So, sir, as I mentioned before that you have your competitors out there. So, as a customer, why one should choose your services over your competitors?
Okay, so if I talk, usually I do not believe in talking about competitors, so I can talk about my USPs. So there are 3 USPs which I talk about. One thing is that I have been into occult sciences from generations. So I am the 5th generation into this occult sciences. My other leg stretches to the modern world. I am a graduated in pharmacy, having a well experience in health and health domain. And third, I have worked for the corporate for around a half decade, working in strategic consulting and advising the company. So when I actually advise the company, it's a 2-pillar strategy where I'm understanding the strategic consulting perspective, the modern day world of science, the marketing science, and also the occult science. So giving an advice which has got both the fundamentals. And one biggest USP is that the brands we have advised, they have improved their NPS score by more than 400% over couple of FIH, and that we have observed in multiple cases. So actually the brand names we advise to the client, we actually run NPS campaigns to monitor that, how that brands are performing, and the results are tremendous. Even in this phase of COVID of 2020, still the clients have grown their business.
Okay. So my next question is a bit interesting question. If not this company, or if not spiritual influencer, what else you would be doing right now?
So if I would not have been a spiritual influencer, so I would have seen myself somewhere wandering or traveling in the time. So if I can, one thing which I can do, you can travel in time and see that how the people used to be at that point of time. So that is one fantasy I do have.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So the next thing I want to ask that what are your recent and long-term plans for your business right now?
So if I talk about recent plans for the business, so I do not take it as a business. So it's for me like adding value to the people who come across to me. So I am growing when my people are actually growing. So this is where actually my venture grows. So for short term, I am looking to again target SMBs and the MSMEs to actually work on their workforce. The
Okay.
bigger corporates usually has a very good corporate wellness team, their HR, administration, but typically the SMEs and MSMEs, due to budget constraints, they are not much focused toward that area, and
Mm-hmm.
they are one of the largest employers of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And this mental health not only influences the companies on their productivity, but
Mm-hmm.
rather causes irreversible issues to the employees on long term that we
Okay.
cannot reverse. That is one area where I'm working in short term to actually advise SMEs and MSMEs on pro bono as well, so that they are actually aware that the employee health index is equally important parameter in their balance sheet as a
Mm-hmm.
revenue edge.
Okay.
And for long term vision, I wish to make occult sciences an integral part of human life, like our
Mm-hmm.
breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually believe in it because it can be done. So, but just a simple example I can analogy put through.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, most of us in tier A city go to a doctor and get a preventive health checkup every year.
Yeah.
Do we expect a disease to happen? The answer is no. We do not expect a disease to happen, but still we go for our satisfaction,
Yeah.
and we invest 4,000 to 5,000 a year a member. If I come to an occult science or to astrologer or a numerologist, the
Mm-hmm.
people might charge 10,000 to 15,000, but that is a lifetime advice. And if I know that I'm going to suffer from XYZ disease, or I have the
Mm-hmm.
probabilities, I can actually work on and actually try to prevent it or minimize it or delay it.
Yeah.
So that is where that is my area is there, to make occult science part of our lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing which I would like to add over here, sometimes this might feel you are talking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We should not live by free will. We should live by free will. But go to your grandparents or great grandparents. They
Mm-hmm.
used to follow. If
Yeah.
today in 2020, each one of us are talking about kadha or Ayurvedic syrup. So this is nothing new. This was part of our lifestyle for our great grandparents. We actually forgot it.
Yeah.
And the nature decided in the harsher way to teach us to go back to the roots. So this is the right time to actually go back to the roots
Mm-hmm.
and consider occult sciences as part of our life, like our breath.
Okay. So basically, you want to make people aware of occult science, and basically, your plan is expansion plan. So my next
True,
question
very
is, are you planning to raise external funds? And if not now, then are you planning to do so in near future?
So at the moment, if I'm not wrong, there is no company across globe which has actually thought occult sciences it can be a venture. But definitely, so my target is making occult sciences an integral component of corporate wellness.
Okay.
And or it's not about corporate wellness; it's all about more holistic wellness of every human in this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider occult sciences a part of holistic health or holistic lifestyle. So
Mhm.
definitely, I look to raise a fund in due course of time,
Mm-hmm.
but not right now.
Okay. Lastly, I would love to hear feedback on startup lanes, and also if you wanna appreciate or if you wanna thank someone from your team or friends and family, please go ahead.
Sure. So if I talk about startup plans, so it is definitely doing a service to actually giving the visibility to startups they require. I
Mm-hmm.
do believe abilities of no account without opportunity, and someone who is actually enabling the opportunity for
Mm-hmm.
someone who has a ability, it's like a divine thing. So that is for the startup lens. Actually, you are giving the opportunities to the things which are potential. I
Mm-hmm.
extend my thanks to each one of us, so who has actually believed in us for last a decade and
Mm-hmm.
helped us to scale over here, and we are actually scaling up significantly, and we expect to grow. Thanks to all the people who are actually the backbone and helping us here.
Great. Also, thanks to you, sir. Thank you for your time and your crucial words. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.